Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest celebrity news, reality TV, all the gossip, all the things. I hope you're having a fabulous Monday. It is beautiful and sunny here. I've been stretching a lot, mainly because, well, our shower leaked a few weeks ago, and we got that part fixed. I guess it just needed to be caulked again, which I'm like, what the hell? Like our shower was our complete bathroom was redone. I think we finished it in 2019. I really can't remember. Right before the pandemic. Then we had our closet done. Anyways, we had a lot of stuff done in 2019, thankfully. Our kitchen was redone, the latest. The bedroom was redone. Anyways, a lot before the pandemic. Thank goodness. Good timing on that one. But the guy was coming today to actually fix the sheetrock of it all. And I had to go buy new paint, and it didn't exactly match. I guess because I didn't actually go to the Benjamin Moore store. I guess my painters have always done that, and I didn't have any left to throw paint away like crazy. I have a card with all of our paint colors written down, not the upstairs because those are I don't keep track of those colors. Anyways, when he put it up, there's like a big square, and he's like, ma'am, the paint doesn't match. And I'm like, I don't even care. I was like, I don't even care. Like, seriously, it's going to look like a shadow. I mean, it's close, but it's supposed to be pale oak, and it's lighter than that. So anyways, but we are having great weather. So I wanted to stay out of his way. Where I would normally stretch is in my bedroom and like listen to a podcast, but I didn't want to be in here because he was in the bedroom, and I went to the living room. So then I was like stretching a lot. So anyways, shout out to with Tambo, Rebecca, Cecily, Lisa, Mary. Hello. How are you? I love that. My beautiful sunshiny friends. Oh, you are. You're at your grandbaby's house. Hi, Harlow. Is Harlow like a year and a half old now? Girl, I remember when she was born. You were so excited. Oh my gosh. Oh, how sweet. Rebecca's wanting any updates on Bridget. You know what? I just tried to answer a couple of DMs. She usually will text me. If you're on here, Bridget, let me know. I know her surgery was on Thursday. I'll say, how are you? Chumpettes adore you. And the surgery went really well. So hopefully it's still going well, but it was a pretty big surgery. It was a long time. So anyways, thank you for thinking of Bridget. So much to chat about. Still don't have any confirmation about this summer house, Amanda and West of it all. I don't even love Summer House, not my favorite show, but I even remember in real time, not long ago, and Andy Cohen asked West, what do you think of all these rumors that are going around? He was like, oh, we're just friends. I'm just showing her around New York City. And I'm like, y'all aren't that good of friends. What do you mean you're showing her around New York City? Like, she's not, like, wait, what? So then I just saw a comment where Michael Rappaport, I love him, was like, wait a minute. A non-New Yorker showing around a girl who's from New Jersey to New York City, like make it make sense. And I was like, right. So crazy. Oh, she will be 2 soon. Wow. I love that. June 13th, she'll be 2 years old. So sweet. So sweet. Hey, Boat Ride, how are you? It seems like it's been forever since you've joined us live, Boat Ride. Anyways, what is is that a movie? Madison with Michelle Pfeiffer? I don't even know that. Is it a movie? The Madison? Anyways, okay. And I also want to chat. One thing that has been confirmed, and I want to chat all about the latest season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I have an opinion that I don't know if it's going to be well received, and I don't care because we can all, I mean, I do care if my opinions are well received, but I mean, it's based on what I watched and based on what I heard, and I just didn't love it. So I definitely want to chat about that with y'all, mainly Taylor Paul, Taylor Frankie Paul. And then, of course, we'll chat this Jeff Lewis and Oscar thing. So real quick, I'm not caught up. The one girl that I knew that was going to the show, I've met her a couple of times. She didn't text me anything, nothing about anything that went on. Another DM I saw over the weekend said, oh, the show was fun, but nothing spectacular. No good gossip. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's kind of lame, actually, for it being like, you know, the season finale, I assume, of Still Flipping Out. Like, we know that's probably why they booked an Airbnb altogether, why, you know, Jameson was sharing a bed with Jeff Lewis, why Shane and Todd, who else shared a bedroom with Shane and Todd? Kean, maybe, in the bunk room. Shannon and Annie were together. Doug had his own bed. Which, why would Doug have his own bed and not Jeff? Like, wait, what? Well, it was they would have hopped over to Phoenix in no time flat, for darn sure. Secret Lives is on Hulu, not on Netflix, Tiba Tambo. But yeah. Anyways, Rick and Kelly would have went in a second, but they were not technically invited. Y'all remember the last time, or one of the last times I was at a live event and I was out shopping with some other chumpettes and some other chumpettes, some Wisconsin chumpettes. Shout out Shannon. Can't remember all their other names, but they're a small group of friends from like Wisconsin or something. They're really sweet. They had gone out shopping and ran into Rick and Kelly. So Shannon texted me and was like, oh my God, we just ran into Rick and Kelly. And we were like, oh, we're here for Jeff's live event tonight. And she was like, what live event? I'm like, Kelly, I thought you listened to Jeff Lewis. You act like you listen to his show all the time and y'all are friends. And this was a show that was not last minute. He had promoted it for a long time, right? It was is Irvine near Newport Beach? Irvine? Was it at that show? I literally can't remember where I fly into. Anyways, and long story short, she called Jeff Lewis and got her and Rick invited to the show. Yet another time that I chatted with Rick and Kelly and yet didn't ask to take a picture of them because I don't like them. Anywho, but so somebody DM'd me that I'd never chatted with before. It was a brand new DM. And they were like, hey, first I didn't understand what they were talking about. It said, because she didn't say the name Oscar. It said something like, oh, Jeff said that he was issued, let me see if I can read it. Says something like she was issued, oh, she's very medicated. Please pass on my love and gratitude. I really appreciate it. Oh, that's what Bridget said to y'all. Thank you, Bridget. I didn't understand it at first. Let me see if I can find because I remember her first name, I think. Let me scroll. Okay. I didn't understand it at first, who she was talking about. It said, Jeff Lewis said he was served papers to not discuss his personal life, and Jeff Lewis gave more content as to his frustrations and Oscar's attitude. So I thought he meant Gage. And then it took me a few DMs with her back and forth to realize she was talking about Oscar. And then several people are sending me this TikTok, a girl, and I'd seen it earlier and just kind of liked it and kept it moving because it was so long. I was like, I don't want to listen to that. Anyways, but then a couple of people sent it to me also. And she basically said the same thing. She said that Jeff Lewis did it. Because I was like, look, I made a quick video and I was like, look, I've only heard this from one person so far. I don't know if it's true. I mean, I felt like it was true, but I feel like everyone can hear things differently or remember things differently. Hey, Diamond Cutter. Hey, now, hey. Oh, I love that. Anyways, and so it does sound like Oscar or Sirius XM. Like, does anyone, well, I know y'all listen, but did anyone listen? Today is Monday. They probably chatted a lot about Phoenix, and Oscar wasn't in Phoenix. I just feel like, I wonder if y'all are hearing Oscar in the background. I can't imagine if he was uncomfortable enough to send a letter to Jeff and say, don't talk about my personal life on the radio. He has the option. Remember the guy, Adam, producer Adam, that didn't want to chat. I just don't think he liked her. He didn't want to chat when Dorinda Medley had her show Make It Nice on Radio Andy. And so he ended up going to someone else. She got a different, and she did not make any secret that she didn't really get along with producer Adam, and she wanted somebody that she could like banter. I'm getting like a tickle in my throat. Banter back and forth with. And so somebody that chatted, to me, it's like when, when Reality, whatever that show was called with Amy Phillips, whenever her and Alyssa and Jameson would banter back and forth and give their opinions about the shows. Yeah, Alyssa and Jameson are Sirius XM employees. One was the board operator, one was a producer, but they were also part of the show. They talked about their weekends, their spouses, who they're dating, their cars, things like that. But, an Oscar has made that choice, and he has also gotten some good things from that, right? Like he's gotten publicity. I think he's on Cameo. I think he might be on Jeff's app, whatever his app is. It's like a Cameo. He definitely has gotten things like that Disney 33 experience or whatever that was. He got graduation gifts. Like, he's definitely gotten some perks from it and been a part of the show for better or for worse. I really didn't think it was all that bad. Like, I don't feel like he was insensitive for dang sure. I feel like Jeff was also, he knows how to play things up for the radio. Even though he acts like he doesn't want people acting or being fake or self-producing for his TV show or his radio show, at the end of the day, he knows what works. He knows what gets comments and Reddit and people going and listening. If I say a show was good or like it was worth a listen, sorry, my dog just scared me. Luna, she's wet because she got in the pool. If I would say that, then people, especially when Jeff went to 2 hours, that was like a big jump. That literally doubled the time that people had to allot for listening to Jeff Lewis live. So a lot of people, before Jeff was on both hours, I would listen to both hours because, he eventually, in the beginning, he wasn't on at all. Then he was on like a few minutes and he would leave before the first commercial break. Then he kind of would stay every once in a while. Then he ended up, obviously, he and Shane became the second hour, and now they're on both hours. But before that, people wouldn't really listen to it unless I said, oh, this happened at this time, or it was really good, whatever, go listen to it. And then people would. So I feel like Jeff knows what makes people listen and such. Smilene says, Jeff doesn't take kindly to restrictions. I'm sure Oscar will be gone at some point if he isn't already. Okay, did anyone, hey, Nee in New Jersey, I think? Aiden, Cecily, hey, Christina. Hey, Veronica. Oh, okay. Okay, I shouldn't say that if she doesn't want to be known. Anyways, not known, but if anyone was at the live event, want to add to it or come on, here's the link. I'll just share the link in case anybody wants to say anything about the show or anything, any opinions. I think I saw the same video. Hold on. And she said Oscar served Jeff. That's what somebody told me in the DM also. Served as in told him off. Oh, I thought it meant legal papers, to be honest with you. That's why I thought she was talking about Gage at first. I was like, how can anyone legally tell you not to talk about your own personal life? But now I understand I was misreading the DM and they meant Oscar told him not to talk about Oscar's personal life. Which I'm like, then get off the show. Like, we want a board operator that's going to talk and be part of the show. Like, Jeff doesn't have people around him that don't want to be on the show, right? Talk, be on videos, be part of the show. Like, Oscar definitely is part of the show. What is going to pop? You reported on me. Jeff's so stupid for burning the bridge he had with you. You were an asset to the show. Thank you, girl. Lisa says, Jeff should have known that talking about the Oscar situation was going to bring drama. Well, he wants drama though, right? Surely he's not that naive to think that he didn't say anything wrong. And I'm told he did. Oh, hey, Veronica. I'm told he did apologize. But it's all after the fact, right? And I mean, I've had phone calls with Jeff with an apology, and I've had apologies from him on the radio. It doesn't exactly take away what he said or did, right? Okay, let's chat with Veronica real quick. Hey, girlfriend, how are you?
I'm doing well. Hey, I just wanted to
Good.
come in and say, yes, I was at the show, and I just want to preference my what happened at the show. Well, first of all, where I was sitting, the couple that was sitting in front of me, because those they have those super long tables. They
Yep.
talked the entire time, and my ADD brain was like, what are they talking? And I was trying to pay attention to Jeff, but I did not hear where he said if he got served papers. I did not hear that part. I did hear where he was talking about how Oscar on behind the scenes, when people would come in and say, "Hey, Oscar, how are you?" He would be like, "What's that donkey from Winnie the Pooh kind of type personality?"
Ooh,
Like,
mopey.
yeah, mopey. Just
That's what this person
hey,
said too.
yeah, I'm just hanging in, or I am just here going through the motion, just and Jeff would say he
Blah.
would get frustrated because he would just be like, just fake it, just say thanks and move it along, thanks for asking, how, just I'm fine and move it along. So
Yeah.
that was his frustration. So, and Jeff was saying, when he made that remark about respecting his boundaries, Jeff was like, Jeff has to take it up a notch. He's like, oh, I'm going to respect your boundaries. Just watch, implying that he's not going to be on the air.
Yeah.
And the end of story. So there it is. And
Which to me
that's,
screws over Oscar in a way because Oscar, he is a good personality. He has a great voice. He's got to
yes.
take the good with the bad and kind of realize. Now, don't get me wrong, it was very insensitive, and his grandfather meant a lot to him, and it was very fresh and raw.
Yeah.
It's not the worst I've ever heard Jeff say to someone, though. Give me a
And
break.
then I'm
Like,
also like,
what?
how, I'm also was like, there was TV cameras too filming
Right.
for this show. So my thing was, are we keeping this going for the TV show? I just was like, okay, what's really happening
Yeah.
here? So
No, I
th-
mean, as much as
yeah,
I love Jeff and the way he would say, like, I think at some point he's been on TV and now radio for 20 years or whenever flipping out started. At some point he understands what works and what doesn't, especially as much as he's become really good friends off the air with Michael Beck. He is the whatever he is now, the runner, the senior producer. He's a big shot. He
yeah,
knows what works. At some point, whether you mean to or not, you're going
yeah,
to kind of mold yourself to where your show is being talked about. You're getting comments on social media. People are talking about you on their podcast.
yeah,
He knows what he's doing. I don't think he's the fakest. I don't think he's fake at all. Matter of
yeah,
fact, I've always said Jeff is the worst person at self-promotion. Like he's terrible at promoting, or he's gotten better, but about used to promoting his live shows or promoting the TV shows he was
yeah,
on or a podcast. I'm like, dude, tell us about this. Your fans are eating up any of your content.
yeah. Well, and you'll have to watch, you'll have to listen to the first like 20 minutes of today's show because apparently Paul and Patrick were in some kind of altercation.
Saw
And
that.
okay, so they talked about that. And I thought he was a little insensitive towards them because I felt like when I saw it on their socials, I was like, that's a little bit on the scary side. And he was kind of making it light. And I understand, it's a radio show and and you don't want to be super serious, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I did.
just was
I
like
meant to
maybe
I
maybe
meant to
kind of
text.
just be a little bit more empathy towards your friends here. Yeah,
No, it did. I mean, I meant to text Patrick, and I was just busy with my daughter last night. But yeah, because it was terrifying. I saw someone like bang on their door. I mean, he could have the window. Like,
yeah,
thank God it was during the day. I think if it had been at night, it'd have been even scarier.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So
Anyways,
you want
well, I'm
if you want to
kind of
listen to the first
surprised.
10, 15, yeah, you
I'm
can.
kind of surprised there wasn't much more tea from the show.
Yeah,
And I get keeping it private, like I made a couple of videos one time and Jeff asked me to take them down and I'm like, dude, it's not like I'm Dumois. Like I don't have a million followers looking at my shit. Like, give me a break. I felt I was always respectful about
yeah,
not telling all the stories and showing tiny glimpses of the live event to promote it and tell people how freaking
yeah,
fun it is.
yeah.
But
So it is fun if y'all are ever thinking about going. Go. It's
yeah,
it's fun and you talk to everybody around you. So
Yeah. Yeah. It
I
really
just
is.
came here to say that. I've got to go. I've got an appointment here in a little bit, so
Bye,
I've got to go. All right.
girlfriend.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Diamond Cutter will come back on, but she had somebody come at her door real quick. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I did see that about Paul and Patrick. I mean, they get themselves into the craziest situations. I guess it looked like from the video there was. I still follow Patrick and Paul. It looked like there was somebody getting upset, and so they got their camera out and they were filming. But then the guy comes over, and it looks. I couldn't tell who was driving. And maybe Patrick. I'm not really sure. And is Veronica is a Diamond Cutter back? I can't tell. Give me I don't know if she's back or not because she doesn't put her face on. Type in comments if you're back, Diamond Cutter, if you're ready to come on. And somebody like tried to punch through their window. I mean, it was terrifying. So thank goodness it was okay. She is here. But let me know. I just feel like the Oscar thing, it wasn't the worst thing I'd ever heard. I feel like it's taking it a little too far for him to ask Jeff not to talk about his private life anymore. I feel like we need to get someone else, like move it along, get somebody else that will be willing to be on the air. Hey, girlfriend, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. Hey, I just wanted to ask, speaking about what that the girl said in that clip earlier, what he said about Joey? She's like, she don't think that. I wonder what he said about Joey. Have you heard at the?
I haven't heard anything about Joey, but I'm so behind in my DMs.
Well, that girl said that before she said anything about Oscar, the one I saw on TikTok. She said, I don't think we'll be seeing Joey. Pretty sure we won't be seeing Joey Zauzig back. So I just wonder, he must have talked about it or touched. I was hoping Veronica would say something. Didn't she go?
Yeah, she didn't say anything. So when I was driving to the Hill Country Saturday morning, I did listen to Jeff's Friday shows because I had 2 hours, almost 3 hours to kill to get to the Hill Country and listen to it. And he did say that Paul and Patrick did really good jobs of editing the questions. Like they would ask people, which is what I've always said about BravoCon. You need somebody producing the questions and ask them, hey, what are you going to ask? And make sure it's a good question because
yes.
lame. But it sounded like Jeff almost didn't want some of the drama said. I'm like, dude, we're here for the drama. If somebody flies to your show, gets a hotel or drives whatever and buys a ticket to your show, they kind of want to know the drama. They want to know some BTS. They don't want to just hear shit that's from the radio.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, honestly, that's kind of how he likes for stuff to get out, even if he's not the one putting it out. You know what I mean? And that helps his show, if you ask me. So it's kind of, I remember whenever he'd ask you to take those clips down that time, I thought to myself, okay, that's correct. That's what I said. He cut his nose off to spite his own face, if you ask me, as far as you go, because you were great free publicity for him. I mean, you promoted the hell out of him. And I mean, you're the reason I started listening to him.
I mean, no other reason. Literally, I love the Jeff Lewis Live show.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I mean, I always watched Flipping Out, but I didn't worry about the radio show until I started watching you. I mean, you know what I mean? Of course, I don't listen to him anymore because, I'm faithful to my girl. But anyway, well, maybe we'll hear more about Joey if he said something. But Joey acts like it's not bothering him, honey. If you look at his Instagram reels, he acts like
I saw something come up the other day, and it just was about that Range Rover or whatever he's been bitching about for a couple of years.
Yeah,
he got like a lemon. He finally got rid of it, but that's all I saw.
Yeah, he's constantly putting stuff up like he's not bothered by anybody. You know what I mean?
Well, but I did see some stuff early on that people were sending me saying that he always does that vague posting.
Yes,
Joey is the kind of content creator, which is great. He's very successful, but it doesn't matter if he's going through it. He's going to say, girl, don't let that boy do it. It doesn't mean he's going through that. He's just hyping people up or saying what people want to hear. He's always been that. That's kind of his theme.
Yes.
Like that's kind of what he talks about.
Yeah. So it's hard to it makes you wonder if he's, I read in between the lines whenever he says certain things. Like he made one the other day I saw, and it said something referencing whenever when you know someone, just watch and they know it's about them. You know what? He posted something about somebody, and he said, whenever you know somebody watched a video and they know it was about them, he was eating something, being pompous a little bit, but still he's shady, he's shady underline,
Yeah. Well, and he's not, I mean, like I said, this is his job as what does he call himself? A digital entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He knows he has a huge Jeff Lewis Live following. He knows
Mm-hmm.
the drama there. He knows people hate him and love him.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things Jeff Lewis taught me early on. He said something like, you got to have the lovers if you have the haters. You got to have, well, I call the lovers the haters, but you got to have both. Otherwise, you're not whatever. And obviously, I don't mean to get people mad at me, but,
that's
my
true.
personality is kind of, I'm going to say what I think, and not everybody's going to agree with it. But I also say a lot of things that people think, they just don't have the balls to say.
Right. Well, sadly for, and I guess it's sadly, not really for Jeff. He burns a lot of bridges. He really has. He's burned a lot of bridges, and people see that. But there's so many more that would like to have the opportunity for him to burn the bridge to where he can keep doing what he's doing for quite a while.
Yeah, for damn sure.
There's a lot of thirsty people, but okay.
Well, hopefully we will hear more about the Joey thing. Somebody is saying in comments they wonder if Joey will show up for the season finale. I think Jeff is done with him, and I don't think Jeff is going to give him the 3 seconds on camera on his dang TV show.
I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't edit him out of anything that he had already prior filmed.
I wouldn't either.
Seriously.
I wouldn't either. And it's just, to me, it sounds very much like the Bachelor guys, right? They're all like showing the blank TV screen of last Sunday when it was supposed to be the premiere. They're like, what the fudge? We were supposed to be famous. I'm like, yeah, you weren't looking for love, just like Taylor wasn't going there, which I have so many thoughts on Taylor Frankie Paul.
I do too. And the things that's come out since then, I saw her. One of the other Mormon Wives was being interviewed by Call Your Daddy, I think. Call Her Daddy or whatever her podcast is.
Jesse?
Yeah. One of the other, and it was crazy. She was talking, she's actually divorced. I hadn't never watched them, but she's divorcing. The Dakota and her husband are good friends. And she was good friends with Taylor, and they both were on the show.
Yeah.
And she was talking about
Jesse and Jordan.
Yeah, Jesse. She was talking about things with Taylor, how I had, basically saying that she knows Taylor and she's a good person, and there's a lot more to the story, you know what I mean, behind the scenes. So as for Dakota, it says a lot that he was filming it, he knew what he was doing. So, but still, she was she was unhinged in that video. No doubt.
She was a wild animal.
She was. And
anyways,
so
thank you for coming on, girlfriend. I always love hearing your thoughts.
Okay. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.
Bye. I just want to read this real quick. The way I see 8. Jameson has set boundaries with Jeff, and they too have had to work things out when Jeff takes it too far, interjecting himself where he doesn't belong. I agree. But I also feel like Jameson doesn't necessarily want, how do I say this? And I've met Jameson and Oscar both in person. I feel like the vibe I get is that Jameson really takes the fame and chatter as just a small bonus. He's not there for it. I feel like Oscar is kind of there for it until he wasn't, until it went the wrong way. But it's not like people were against Oscar. If anything, he was getting love and adoration. Like, people really respected that he came on the radio and told Jeff, look, my personal life is not your content, blah, blah, blah. Like, he wasn't overly rude about it. I do think if he did serve legal papers or whatever you want to call it, something from the HR at SiriusXM to Jeff to don't talk about his personal life, then he just needs to get off the show. Like, I don't even want him on the show if he doesn't want to be talked about. It's almost like Kian, before he left and then came back, he never wanted to be on the show. I met him one time and he was like so shy. He was almost like, how did I recognize him? And I'm like, well, somebody sent me a picture of you. Like, I knew what you look like, and I knew you were Jeff. And it was like in New York, I think maybe at BravoCon. But he didn't want anything to do with the fame. And I'm like, you kind of need somebody that's why I said Annie is perfect for Jeff. So is Shane. They know exactly what they're getting into. They're willing to take the good with the bad. They're willing to play into it. They're willing to be public. They love it. And they're doing another job. You know what I mean? So, sorry, Joetta says, I feel like Jeff surrounds himself with too young of a crowd. They're immature and not polished, and I feel like it cheapens Jeff and his show. I think an older team might work better. I mean, I feel like, Doug is about what, 56, 57 years old, about the same age as Jeff. Who else? Who else really hangs out? Like Michael Hitchcock comes on the show, but he's not like inner circle friends with Jeff. I feel like Jeff wants to stay young. He likes to be hip with the music and the scene and whatever. So I feel like Jeff can hold his own with the people that he's hanging out with. It's not like he's hanging out with 21-year-olds. He's hanging out with like mid to late 20s or mid 30s people. And I think like that's okay. You know what I mean? Dolly says, unpopular opinion, but I don't feel like I'll miss Oscar too much. I don't feel like he added much. I was getting tired of what is Funko Pops and wrestling belts. I don't know what Funko Pops is. Maybe I missed whatever he talked about that. Lisa in Kentucky says, I hate to say, but Oscar doesn't really fit in with that group, and he's a little bit of a nerd and a little bit boring. I hate to say that. And I mean it. He's a nice guy, but he's not cut out for Jeff Lewis, which is actually a good thing, right? I mean, at the end of the day, are you going to be a great radio star or are you going to be a great person? You know what I mean? Like, I can separate the two. That's why I can tell you who's great radio or who's great TV. That doesn't mean I also think they're a great person. Matter of fact, I usually think the opposite if you listen to me enough. Simply Beautiful Crochet by Amanda says, on today's Daily Slush, once again, when a viewer mentions Kelly being on Jeff's show, Kelly said, ask Jeff to bring me back. Also, when Kelly started trash talking, Rick cut the show short. So that's on the Daily Smash with Rick and Kelly. So like I said, I did try to get through some DMs this morning and I got through a few, and somebody was like, they've been drunk a lot. They've been drinking a lot. They canceled, I think, a show. They've made shows really short. So he does. I mean, give me a break. Fave Star says, Oscar needs to fly and get a full-time job with his degree. I feel like the younger staff get too comfortable and don't fly. Yeah, and he's living at home. You know, it's a lot. Anyways, okay, the Amanda and Wes stuff, I am curious your thoughts. I actually believe it. I mean, now the rumor going around is that maybe they're all faking it. Maybe an early April Fool's joke. I mean, I don't think so. April Fool's is Wednesday, and I'm not here for any stupid nonsense. And this has been going on for weeks for sure. Oh, okay. NW Sully said Funko Pops are collectible figurines like bobbleheads, very popular with the younger folks. That's why Jeff has no idea and therefore no value. Anyways, okay. Unpopular opinion. I actually feel bad for Taylor Frankie Paul. I finally finished season 4 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives last night. The last episode or two, mainly episode 10, it's disgustingly obvious how they all are only, I mean, the amount of times that somebody has said, let's just get her through the Bachelorette. Let's just get her. She committed to this project. It's going to help MOMTOK. It's going to give MOMTOK this new audience. It's going to help MOMTOK. They are all using her. They call her the leader of MOMTOK. They do the opening scene where they're all in the blue and on their horses and the long blue flowy dresses. They're filming that and showing it for season 4. And she gets like a later call time than the other girls do. So she gets to like sleep in and do hair and make. Like, she is definitely the queen bee. She is the mothership of MOMTOK. She kind of started it. Even though she might be the worst human being of all of them, she is also the highest paid. She is also the most sought after. Like, crazy equals ads. Ads equal money. So crazy equals money. Again, I'm not saying she's the best human being, but is she the best reality TV star? Yes, yes, and yes. And that is why, even though Hulu, because y'all have reminded me the last week or so, that the very season 1 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which I did watch all of, they showed a clip of that fight. So I had totally forgotten about that. And they clearly didn't show enough of it. But that means Production had all of that clip probably, which means ABC, who was doing The Bachelorette, and then Hulu also had seen that video. So they knew how bad it was. She had admitted it on podcast. She had talked about that. She had said, it was true. And then in one part she had said, I thought my daughter was upstairs sleeping. And then she said, oh, I was so blacked out, mad and angry at Dakota that I didn't even realize my daughter was sitting there, and she was. So it's been out there. Like, apparently a lot of people knew. Nobody was pissed off about this until the video came out. And then it was the right thing to do to be pissed off that she did the video. Whereas I've said all along, to me, it's very similar to the whole Jill Zarin of it all. Why were people mad at what Jill Zarin posted? The people she posted that to were her followers, because it was a story. It was not a reel that can come up on anyone's. Like, I don't follow her. Now she's blocked me, but I didn't follow Jill Zarin. But the reel, once she created it as a reel, came up for me on Super Bowl Sunday, because then it goes up to anyone that might be interested in that kind of stuff. But the people that followed her and yet were appalled at what she posted on her story, I'm like, do you not know who you were following? Because that is kind of Jill Zarin. That is on brand. None of that shocked me, what she said. So again, the same with Taylor Frankie Paul. It doesn't shock me that she gets blackout pissed off at him and throws bar stools at him. It doesn't shock me. That's what she does. She gets mad at her mom. She gets mad at the girls. She gets mad at Dakota. You know what I mean? I don't know. See, I don't know who got the money. I have to assume Dakota got the money. Dana Maria says TMZ paid big bucks to that Devil Dakota video for that video. I definitely think he's probably the one that owns it, because he's clearly the one videoing it. And I think that's what happens. I kind of think that's the law, is whoever's videoing it on their phone is the one that owns the video and gets to sell it. But I really have no idea. Like, I wonder if I do a video and then send it to somebody, if that person that I sent it to can sell it, or if they have to say, if they can prove who filmed it, you know what I mean? For sure. Tiva Tamba says Jill came off as racist for asking where were the white people were in the Super Power show, the halftime show. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. The Amanda and West stuff, I just feel like I said earlier on the podcast today, I feel like when West was on Watch What Happens Live and Andy Cohen asked him about it, also Kyle just answered a question about it on Watch What Happens Live. And he basically said, at the end of the day, I think it would come as a shock. But if Amanda's happy, I'm going to have to be okay with it. Like, I'm going to be behind it. And he even said something like, well, I don't think anyone's going to care about what I say. And then I just saw they're only going to care about Sierra. And then I saw a meme that said, the amount of people that are concerned about Sierra's feelings, and no one has mentioned Kyle at all. But also, their marriage has been over for years. Years. This isn't a shock. Like, they were together less years than they were married. Like, they weren't together. You know what I mean? So I don't feel bad for them. I feel like they got married. I feel like they stayed married for the show, for the content. They did that spinoff In the City that's going to come out, which is Lindsay, who's now split up from that baby daddy that she got with. Right. Nobody even liked Lindsay. Let's be clear. She's a biatch. Okay. Nobody liked Lindsay. Nobody liked Whitney from Secret Lives. Nobody liked Ariana Madix. And now, when they get, quote, effed over, people think, then then it becomes popular. So I actually liked what Jen says at the very end of season 4. She says, I'm not going to fake like I'm friends with Whitney, even though that's like the popular thing to do right now, is to be friends and support Whitney. I don't like her. I think she's out for herself. I think she only came back to MOMTOK to get on Dancing with the Stars, which cut to production. They clip Whitney saying, well, they're not wrong. And I'm like, yeah, you literally admitted it on camera. Like, you're not even keeping it to yourself, which I love how real secret wives are. Like, that's why I didn't watch seasons 2 and 3, because I was so over how much they post, and it just seems so fake. I don't know that it's fake anymore. I mean, I think Taylor Frankie Paul is really batshit crazy. Like, I think she does worse when she's not on camera. Like, the fact that she's, not waking up after she just slept with Dakota the night before she's supposed to fly out to the Bachelorette. And she's like, I don't feel good. I'm tired. Leave me alone. I'm sick. I'm this, I'm that. I mean, she was in such a bad mental space that she was not even getting on the plane for Bachelorette. She was like, look, like, whatever her requirements are, she was definitely just taking her time. Sorry, I'm sunburned. I did lay out by the pool yesterday. After this, always team Lindsay, and I'm always team Mercedes. Oh, Lindsay, really? Not me, for sure. Oh, Cecily says, oh, I love Ariana. I can't stand Tom Sandoval. I just feel like the girls are literally saying, especially, I mean, they're, Layla is saying things like, let's just, we're not going to tell her this information. Jesse, we're not going to tell her about Sierra and, is that her name? Syria? What is her name? What is the girl's name that, I mean, she's just milking this. Shania. That Shania and Dakota are hooking up. I mean, you see Shania at the pickleball game in the stands, and she's literally telling Taylor she's not friends with Taylor very much. She's really close with Miranda, but they've been talking clearly. They've bonded about like guys being dirtbags, because Shania is saying, oh, he left me and went back to his wife. And you can see Taylor like being upset about it. Then that night she gets with Dakota and they have sex. Like, I'm not saying Dakota's wrong. I very much think he's vindictive and calculated and manipulative. I think he does anything he can to hurt Taylor. I think she also would do more to hurt him if she didn't have 3 little kids to take care of, right? She's got 2 baby daddies she's juggling. She's way more responsible for her social media stuff, making the TikTok ads, doing things like that. Clearly not cleaning her house, but maybe she'll get somebody to do that. Yeah, Michael Riley goes to lunch a lot, so he's not on a lot live. I have to go. I've got to get on the first season, binge watch Mormon Wives. What the hell is wrong with me? Yeah, Lisa, you got to watch it for sure. Anyways, it's so good. Michaela, I cannot tell if she's going to divorce Jace. Clearly at the end, like, I think the end of this, I don't know when she went on Bachelorette, when that started, but that's when it ends. And then they end episode 10 with asking if she's pregnant or not, because apparently she was telling Dakota that she was ovulating. She's not on birth control. She follows her cycles, like a good Mormon girl, and knows when she's ovulating and all that stuff. So, and they don't have protection. She doesn't agree with using birth control. But Michaela, this is around Halloween, because Jesse hosts her annual Halloween party and that goes down. But Michaela and Macy are still posting in real time, lots of posts as if they're lesbians together. So who knows what's going on with that. I think Macy probably has the most real marriage. Like, I hope it's real. Like, I thought Michaela and Jace would have announced their divorce by now. They're clearly separated at the end of season 4. I don't know when they pick cameras up. We already know that cameras were already up for season 5. They haven't filmed a season 4 reunion. They haven't heard if they're going to get a season 4 reunion. Good Lord, I hope they do. I really want one. I almost need to go back, and I might do that soon. I might go back and watch the season 2. Was there a season 2 reunion? I'm assuming there was. I might go back and watch the season 2 and season 3 reunions, and just to kind of get a recap of those seasons. Because with Rhode Island starting back, the Valley, I feel like something else is starting back again soon. I'm just not going to have time for all this. You know what I mean? But I do want to see. But I just heard the Stassi reunion wasn't very good. Lots of talk. So Jessie, even in season 4, is already talking, basically like looking into her prenup, seeing if it's valid. She's definitely talking about whether or not her and Jordan are going to stay together. So it's really no shock that they just announced their divorce now. I don't know who else is. I mean, Jen and Zach, I mean, I thought were going to divorce a season or 2 ago. I guess they're still together. He's not in medical school anymore. So I'm really not sure what his career is besides her. Everything. I mean, once they said so many things about like, just get her on The Bachelorette. Just get her through this. Sometimes they say things about hopefully you'll meet a man and get over Dakota. That's not really what they mean. They really mean just get that paycheck, get MOMTOK out there to a different audience. They literally say that. They say about all the opportunities that are going to happen because she's on MOMTOK, because she's on The Bachelorette. They know that show is not really for real love. I mean, if production knew, clearly Hulu production knew in real time that she was still fighting and flirting with Dakota the night before they slept together. They know that she's not into it. I'm sure word got back to ABC. Hey, they don't care. They're not there for her to find real love either. They're there for the drama. They're there for the rate. I was going to watch the show. I probably never watched a Bachelorette in my life. I probably have watched parts of maybe 2 seasons of Bachelor, but the Bachelorette didn't start until one of the girls was so devastated. And then they gave her a Bachelorette show, and all this money they spent on it. I mean, I really thought that I believed the videos and the TikTok saying that, that ABC, was going to have like illegal ramifications for coming after Taylor. But now I feel like the explanation I've been given is that she actually has a legal obligation to still be paid because she did everything she was supposed to do. Like maybe she won't get paid for the reunion or the after the rose or whatever that's called. But I think the only moral clause that's in there is that she doesn't do anything out of the ordinary. Well, she didn't do anything out of the ordinary. I mean, she did. She's being everything they wanted. She's being crazy Taylor Frankie Paul for sure. Yeah. Oh, y'all talking about Funko Pops. I don't know what they are. I know what bobbleheads are. Maybe I know what Funko Pops are. Maybe that's something that my niece was into years ago and I got her some at Christmas time. And maybe that's what they were. Like these little boxes and people don't even play with them. They just like collect them. Yeah, I think I know that's what. Is that what he was into? Was Oscar into those also? Oh, there's a Black Friday special for $5 a month. Well, from November for Hulu and Disney. Yes. Dana Maria says they hired Taylor Frankie Paul, and that's exactly who they got. They knew exactly what they wanted out of her for sure. Okay. It's just a lot of pressure on Taylor. Like I feel now, like I made a video or made a comment. I don't even know. Just like let them fend for themselves. Like I feel like they all got famous from the shenanigans of Taylor being willing to make it public and make the videos and taunt everyone about her being a swinger and a Mormon. Then she gets pregnant with Dakota's baby and all that drama. Like she is willing to sell herself out and become a public personality, all the bad. There's not much good. Nobody's going, oh, I hope my daughter's like a Taylor Frankie Paul when she grows up. No, but nobody's saying that. But we're watching her and her nonsense. You know what I mean? I just feel like even Jen and Whitney, like they got Dancing with the Stars because they're part of MOMTOK. Like they're even kind of against each other because they're not really supporting each other. And Jen's like, I don't feel like we're real friends. Like we're both in Los Angeles. We're both in the same studio filming the same reality TV show, and we're filming Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and yet we don't talk. We don't text, hang out. Our husbands aren't friends. Our kids aren't friends. We're not doing all of that. You know what I mean? They were just friends for MOMTOK. And I mean, obviously, Whitney has left MOMTOK so many times and, you know, been on the outs. I didn't like Whitney from season 1, and I still don't like her. So maybe I'm going to like her. Matter of fact, my daughter was telling me about something that I missed from season 2 or 3, I guess, where I guess Demi was having infertility, trying to get pregnant. And they did this pregnancy test, like swap thing, where some of them that knew they were pregnant, because remember Macy, Jen, who just had babies together almost the same times? Macy, Jen, oh my God. And no, Macy, Jen, and who? Oh my God, I know it was a third one and I literally cannot think. Macy, Jen, not Jesse, not Taylor, not whoever the third one is. But they knew they were pregnant, so they knew their test was going to come up. And then Demi sees 2 positive pregnancy tests and it wasn't her. Like, this is just awful. Like, just gross. But I guess she's ghosted the show. I mean, she ghosted season 5. I don't know if she would. Does she even post? She's the one that's married with to Brett, the older guy. She's the one I thought was. Let me look at TikTok because all these girls are on TikTok more than they're on. Demi Lucy May is her TikTok. She's got 1.2 million followers. Oh, it does say at Secret Lives on Hulu, so she's got that on her profile picture. She has not posted on TikTok since January. Wow, that's crazy. Like, I'm shocked because on TikTok it all stays up. Like, you can do a TikTok story, but nobody really does that. And they all became way more famous on TikTok first than they did. I'm trying to see if she's on Demi Slom W. If she's on Instagram, I'm positive she is. But I don't even see her on Instagram. Hopefully she hasn't blocked me. Anyways, Annie says, I used to love Jeff Lewis Live, but this dude is creating a mini him monster, and now he's lost all of his friends because he's a douche. And sorry, Sarah, but why does Oscar need to be put out because he's a private insensitive? Because I just don't think it's the right show for him. Then go do a board operator of a show where the board operators and their lives and their opinions and their comments aren't part of the show. Like, I just feel like there's so many that have a good personality and are willing to put themselves out there and be a board operator also. So I feel like there's lots of shows, talk radio. I mean, he is talk radio, but there's lots of shows that he can do. He wouldn't have a public Instagram if he wasn't trying to be famous or if he wasn't so okay with being famous. In my opinion, Oscar was A-okay with all the negativity about being a Disney adult, his friend that wears the sunglasses everywhere she goes, the wrestling belts. He was okay with all that because he was getting perks. He did not like it when Jeff Lewis crossed a line, in his opinion. Annie says, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be so angry, but sorry. Jeff lives in a way that if it's not his way, it's wrong. I don't disagree with that. I can't stand it anymore. He has a venomous tongue. People stay close only for the perks and networking. I don't disagree with that at all. At all. Yes. But I feel like Jeff has a big say at Sirius, and he can say, hey, I need somebody that is willing to be part of the show, just like Jameson is. N.W. Shelley says, but Sarah, that's Sirius's decision. Oscar used to work on John Hill's show, and he was part of the show. He talked with John Hill. You know, he became friendly with John Hill. It's just because John Hill moved to the New York office. Annie says, Jeff Lewis Live is lucky Oscar is a quiet, polite man because Baby, I don't know, baby? I don't know what that means. The way a Latino would have told his ass off. No one can tell you how to feel, act, or grieve, or when you need time. Ugh, Shane's a puppet. I don't disagree with any of what you're saying. I just feel like we do need somebody that wants to be on the show and that is willing to, because I feel like Jeff and Jameson have gotten into tussles. Jeff and Alyssa, who used to be the senior producer, got into plenty of tussles, and they kind of made up, and they were okay with it. And I just don't feel like what Jeff said was so insanely out of character for Jeff. That, like, Jeff is known for putting down, for not having a good work ethic. Jeff is known for coming at people for taking a day off work. He talks about when Megan did. Remember season 2 of Hollywood House Lift, RIP, and he's like fighting with Megan about not being enough of a worker. And he was very negative about that. And she was like, F you, and walked out of the restaurant, Okay. Also, the end of season 4 is Layla's eating disorder comes up. And she basically says that she's had this eating disorder since she was in her high school years, that when she got pregnant at 19, she clearly needed to gain weight for whatever. But I think she's like 5'9" or 5'10". And she admits on the show that she weighs herself and she was 99 pounds. So seeing how frail she is, she talks about being tired, her bones hurt, her body hurts when she goes to bed at night. She's not eating. She's taking tirzepatide so she can eat less and lose more weight. It was interesting. I don't really know what the latest is on that. I obviously am glad that she's talking about it. I remember when Jackie from New Jersey talked about her longstanding eating disorder, and I was happy that she did. I love when anyone brings out realness and in trying to help themselves, because I think it lets other people get help and it lets more awareness go on. Instead of people just looking at Layla like, oh my God, look how accidentally tall and super thin she is. For her to be like, no, I'm on tirzepatide and I've had an on and off again ED since I was in high school. Now she's only 24, but that could be the last 10 years. That's a very long time in her life for sure. So I like that. I am curious. We only have a few more minutes. I'm so curious what y'all think if MOMTOK is going to survive. I feel like if Taylor doesn't pull herself up from the bootstraps, it's not going to survive. I feel like people only want Taylor. It's like Jeff Lewis. Do I think some of them have a big enough personality to kind of make it? Yeah. But with Jeff Lewis, everyone wants Jeff Lewis. So when they were saying, when Shania was going to be at that Sinner Sunday event that Macy was hosting, and they're on the phone with Taylor, and Taylor's like, yeah, I'm just so pissed off. And I went off on y'all, and I'm pissed off at Shania, but I'm not surprised. They're like, oh, they're like smirking. And they're like, oh, well, come up here and tell her off what you think. They just wanted the ratings. I'm kind of glad she laid in bed and was like, F off. I'm not like, Taylor needs to realize she is the MOMTOK. Like without her, there's really not much. Like they might be able to make something of themselves, but it's just like every once in a while, they got to get them all together and make the videos like Demi, Jesse, Macy, Jen, Taylor, Jesse. Who am I missing? They've all got to get together and make the little TikToks, and, Michaela and, who's making TikToks together right now? Michaela and Macy are making a lot of TikToks together, acting like they're lesbians, which whatever. I know, exactly. The way I see 8 says, what kind of a doctor would give someone with an eating disorder GLP-1 medication? Because even if you do it online, like I do through Mochi Health, it is a medical doctor. But I know there's a lot of like, what do you call them? NPs, nurse practitioners. But again, they also have a moral and legal obligation to only give out. But we know how that happens, right? NW Shelley says, Layla's so thin. I can't believe she actually had 2 children. Because a lot of times when you're very thin, like gymnasts or, athletes, they won't even have a period, which means they're not even ovulating. And you got to ovulate to get pregnant. You know what I mean? She is not diabetic. there is medicine like tirzepatide is for losing weight. That's what I'm on. I am not diabetic. So my doctor does not give it to me because I'm diabetic. My doctor gives it to me because I had high cholesterol and I needed to lose weight because I was 40 to 55 pounds overweight, a healthy weight. Anyways, I don't know what the YouTube handle is. Just search Jeff Lewis Live and see if it'll come up. It gets taken down all the time. Somebody's putting that video up for fake, and not for fake, but it's paid. They shouldn't be putting it up on YouTube, but they do. Anyways, Lisa's going to get it to you. Hopefully, I'm going to try to wait for her to look it up. And then if not, we're going to leave. Anyone with any last minute questions or comments? But I think on YouTube, if you just search Jeff Lewis Live, it'll come up with the audio. I mean, is somebody literally recording that for 2 hours and then uploading it to YouTube? Like, I don't understand what the point of that is for sure. Yeah, they change their account name all the time because they get it taken down. Anyways. Okay, well, we are going to wrap things up. Again, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. I'm hoping to go take a walk. It is hot. It is. Let me look. I'm going to have to 83 and cloudy. Okay. Well, it shows sun the rest of the day, but it says it's cloudy right. Oh, in an hour, it's going to be pure sun. So maybe I'll go take my walk now. I think I will. Anyways, and I will definitely watch some 90 Day Fiancé by Wednesday. I think all my other stuff is Wednesday and Thursday. And then Rhode Island is also going to be on Sunday. So I feel like they're having the premiere on Thursday, and then the regular night is going to be on Sunday night. So it's a little bit confusing. Anyways. Okay, well, we will wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to me. Comment, like, share, all the things. If you're listening as a podcast, make sure you scroll down and find the 5-star rating and review and hit the button that says follow show. Oh, we will definitely talk 90 Day on Wednesday. Okay. Bye, friends.